So Mali, can you tell me about how your beat selection goes?
Mm.
Do you go to YouTube and pick up the beats
I've
and
done that before. I really love original beats
okay,
personally. You know what I'm saying? I like to hear. I love it when I can be in the room with the beat maker and he's
okay,
creating it, and I can vibe to it that way. That's
okay,
the best way for me. But that's so rare, so I can't just always wait for that. So sometimes I go to YouTube, and if I find a beat that I love on YouTube,
yeah,
I'll reach out to the
the producer,
to the producer.
okay,
Exactly. For the most part, I believe every YouTube beat,
hmm
they'll put their information on it. You know what I mean?
okay,
So I always reach out to them, email them. If they get back to me, they get back to me. If they tell me the beat is already purchased, then it's already purchased.
okay,
You know what I mean? And things like that. But the beats on YouTube are always dope. You know what I'm
okay,
saying? But I love using my friends' beats and shit. And sometimes some of the beats need work or whatever, but we'll work on them. You know what I mean?
okay,
And just create. But I love working with the beat maker in the same room
okay.
and writing on spot. That's the best way to do it.
All right. So what is your approach? Do you get the beat of YouTube and then use it, and then if the song is getting traction, you pay for it, or you pay for you lease the beat, pay
Um,
for the least amount, and then just go from there.
I try not to wait for attraction.
Yeah.
Personally, I just go off of how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I really try not to concern myself with outside entities. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? But like if I like one time I found a beat, I wrote to it, and I loved what I wrote, and I reached out to the producer afterwards, and he told me the beat was
Yeah,
so. So
so
it was like, damn, like I kind of just wasted
yeah.
all of those words. You know what I'm saying? I don't like taking words like a song that I've did to one beat and putting it
Yeah.
on another beat. I feel like sometimes the vibe is just different.
Okay.
So I've learned from that experience to reach out to the beat maker
Okay.
beforehand.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's what I typically try to do, reach out to the beat makers before I even
Okay.
start writing or anything like that.
All right. So how do you choose your collaborations?
Collaborations,
Based on the artist, ability and talent, or just, off the vibe or whatever, or
typically vibes. I want to
okay.
say vibes. As far as collaborations, as far as producing, I'll work with anybody. If you make a beat and it sounds dope,
Yeah.
I'll work with you. You know what I'm saying? As far as artistry, I try to make sure that I'm not jumping on anything that I wouldn't promote myself. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? And things that I really believe in because I really feel like words have power
Okay.
and I don't want to be caught doing anything that doesn't make sense to who I am.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So let's talk about the music business itself, right? Who, what is the importance of having a team for you?
Mm. The team is very important. I started off with a group called Triple S Music Group. It was me, my brother Smooth, and my brother Mike Ave.
Okay.
And we started building our team full of artists. We got artists like Truly Uzi, Shep, Young Kells, Shadow, a bunch of guys. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And I understand. I found out a lot about myself in that team, Triple S, and I found out a lot about other people and how other people like to work. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And I feel like being a team player is is uh is it can be sensitive almost. I don't really know the word that I'm looking for, but it can. You got to be careful. You got
Okay.
to watch what you say. You always got to worry about people's emotions and things like that.
Yeah.
And whatever you say can be taken so many different ways. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So. But I definitely feel like you need a team,
Okay.
to succeed, but everyone has to understand their role. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
you're the engineer, you're the engineer. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you can't give input on another person's
Yeah. Work.
role,
Yeah.
but you got to understand your role. You know what I'm saying? If you're the cameraman, you're the cameraman. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And it's like when people try to do everything, it could get overwhelming. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
So if, as far as your team is concerned right now, right, do you have a dedicated producer, DJ, how you call it, an engineer, and all of that, or it's just like
I don't.
random?
I don't. Not anymore.
Okay.
Right now, as far as those things, I don't have a dedicated producer. I don't have a dedicated engineer. Like I just dropped an album called Mall's World.
Yeah. A manager
Uh,
maybe.
I don't even have a manager right now.
Okay.
Like I have my brothers that help me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
My brother Josh, learning the whole management role, you know what I'm saying? And he steps up, you know what I mean? And he be trying to help me out, you know what I'm saying? And we do it together, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm helping, like, with my experience, I can kind of show him certain things to do, you know what I'm saying? But I've found websites that can help me out a lot, like Afton.com, you know what I'm saying? Certain things like that. But as far as management, not so much. We just kind of go with the flow. If we find shows, we try and jump on it and attack it, you know what I'm saying? As long as it's not out of our budget, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
'Cause depending on the venue, it can cost anywhere from $1,000 to perform somewhere, or they could pay you $1,000, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we're trying to find a good medium where I can perform for free or get paid, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of really paying to do shows. I used to do that a lot. And
It really costs money to be out there. It's not
exactly.
It's not cheap. So you just have to know how to budget your time and money to in order to make it.
Right.
It's not cheap at all.
Right.
So when it comes, like, you talked about your team right now, so I didn't hear you talking about having a lawyer. So do you think, like, how important you think having a lawyer in the future is gonna be for you?
I think having a lawyer is very key to any business that is being run.
Okay.
It's when you have assets and you have like things that you're trying to sell. A lawyer is always necessary. In this generation, it's kind of easier to copyright your own things and certain things like that. You know what I mean? Once you put it out there and everyone's seen that you put it out there on this date, it's there's no really debating it. You know what I mean? No one can say, "Oh, you stole that from me."
There's always
you know
a stamp on it.
Right, exactly. Like they used to call it the broke man's copyright. You know what I'm saying? By sending a letter to yourself or something like that with your lyrics or whatever. But nowadays you put it on the internet and it's there. You know what I mean? So I feel like a lawyer is important, but where I'm at right now, I'm not sure that I could even afford one. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to make sure I take care of my family and things like that. Right now.
All right, so you're an artist, so we talked about the writing, then the studio time and recording. Then the album is out now. So, what was the foundation of your last project as a product you're trying to let people know about?
The foundation of the last project was the world and the society that we live in.
Okay.
The system. My intro is called "Enter the System." I had an interlude called "In the System."
Okay.
Trapped in the System, and then the outro is called "Exiting the System." And my album cover, it's like a flag of it's the American flag, and the Mount Rushmore with all the presidents on it with X's in their eyes, and how I believe the pride in this country is kind of dissipating, and there's not real pride anymore. Like, people will kill their brother for $20. You know what I'm saying? Like, their best friend they'll rob them, tie him up, and put him in there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's crazy. The pride and the respect for one's self is almost gone in this country. I believe, from the things that I see. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I try to put that into my music. This last project was really about that, really, and the artistry of how we can try to change. You know what I mean? And be better people.
All right, so I saw you performing a couple of weeks ago on stage. That's the reason why you are now here today, because I like the delivery, I like the energy on stage, and I like the flow. So right now, how are you communicating that project to people as far as your networking and the social media is concerned?
Mainly Instagram. I've honestly been trying to tell myself I need to get on Facebook more. I need to make a Twitter. It's 2019 and I don't have a Twitter.
I have Twitter, but I don't use it.
Right, exactly.
I only have Instagram.
Right, I be on Instagram
and
heavy.
YouTube, probably.
You know what I mean? I push everything that I do on Instagram. I try not to, jump in people's DMs and force it down their throats. You know what I mean? That's not my style. I feel like if you're looking for it, you'll gravitate towards it. Unfortunately, everyone really likes the whole ass shaking and the guns, and you know what I'm saying? So sometimes I try to implement some of that into my music and into my music videos, just so that I can get your attention, and then hopefully you'll listen. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I just, try to do music videos, put them on YouTube, and promote them through my Instagram and my Facebook.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So, that's the reason why I'm here, because the reason why I've noticed there's a lot of talent in the DMV, but it's not that many outlet to showcase the talent on the level that you and we are right now. I mean, you can go to the radio station, but it's not cheap.
Right.
If you're not with a record label, they're not even gonna talk to you.
Talk to you, right.
So that's the reason why I decided to create a channel and try to see if I could help out and help everybody, coming up to showcase their talent.
Hell yeah, and I, man,
So
I appreciate that.
that's the
100%.
reason why you and I we're here today.
Respect.
So thank you for coming.
Appreciate that, brother. Thank you
So
for having me.
so when it comes to your like you the way you were saying, I've noticed these days, with the women empowerment movement, and you were talking about now willing to put a lot of women and all of that in the video. I think even trying to promote because I make instrumental too. So sometime when I put the women in the video of my instrumental,
Right.
YouTube don't want to promote it
Wow.
because they don't want to promote anything that's probably might be degrading to women.
Right,
Because
right.
we are living in a very sensitive
Very sensitive
time
era.
right now.
Right,
So
right. And that's why
they're
a lot
not
of the
playing
stuff-
with that at all.
a lot of the stuff I talk about can be very sensitive and touchy. Like sometimes when I say certain things on my Instagram, I'll notice it doesn't get as many likes
Yes.
if I'm too direct and in your face.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And people will just ignore it, opposed to even stating their opinion, because
Yeah.
people are scared of the feedback that they'll get.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And it's it's funny. You know what I mean? Because people are so proud to say that they shot somebody, but they won't say anything about loving someone. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And it's just crazy to see where people are coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my favorite songs that I've ever done is called "Monsters in My Dream." Called "All I Do Is Love."
Yeah.
That's how the hook goes. All I do is love. And like I noticed, like when I get off the stage after performing, that everyone shows me love from that. Like, yo, that was so dope.
Yeah.
That was so cool. I like that. I like the vibe. I like the energy. But they won't turn around and tell anyone about that song.
Yes.
But I made a song called War. You know what I'm saying? And I got in the music video,
Yeah.
I got an AK-47
Yeah.
in it. You know what I'm saying? Guns and stuff. And I don't really feel like that song's as powerful as All I Do Is
Yeah.
Love. But everyone likes to promote that song. They love that music video. It's so fun. It's so, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like watching what people gravitate towards. I have to try to find a balance so that I can, get my message across without being lost in the system.
Okay,
You get what I'm
alright.
saying?
So do you think that has to do with the generation that we're living in right now? Every young boy, identify himself to a gang in his neighborhood and whatever, because it's a natural thing to do,
Right.
right? If you live in a neighborhood, you guys have to be together.
Right.
If there is any animosity towards any other hood, so
Right.
you're better off being
the group.
with the group. So
Right.
do you think that has to do with it, with the
I
gang
think
culture?
it does, and I think it stemmed from way back in the day. I mean,
Okay.
from our history books. You know what I'm saying? If you watch how this country was taken over,
Yeah.
a gang of guys came over and wiped out the Indians. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So it's almost like in our DNA to fight, I guess,
Okay.
to be better than the next guy. When I believe we can all coexist naturally. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Without all that extra bullshit over a hood that in a country that doesn't really give
Okay.
a fuck about you in the first place. You know what I mean? Because I honestly don't feel like this country cares about the people in poverty and things like that. So
Okay.
if I feel like if the people in poverty would stick together, we wouldn't stay in poverty. I believe poverty is a mindset
Okay.
state in the first place. But people would rather fight and show that they're macho in their little cul-de-sac
Yeah.
opposed to getting together with that little cul-de-sac and creating a bigger thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm struggling to find how to put that into my music without being too direct. Like I said,
Yeah.
when I say things like that, it gets ignored.
Yeah.
It goes right over everyone's head, and people don't really want to even
Pay attention to
pay
it.
attention to that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So when it comes to the social media stuff, right? So do you think it's being efficient right now?
Is it beneficial to have social media?
Or do you think using the social media to promote the music is being efficient
I think it is.
compared to going to shows or
I think
know.
going to shows is always more powerful because I'm direct. I'm right in your face, you know what
Okay.
I'm saying? And you're going to feel my energy when I'm in the room,
okay,
regardless, you know what I'm saying? But through the internet, you can like they call it, there's internet thugs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can be someone completely different when you're on the internet. You don't have to even be yourself. You can fake it. You can do whatever you want on the internet. You can say whatever comes to your mind. You know what I'm saying? But in real life, you get that natural energy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I guess you could fake it in real life too. But I love being on stage in front of people and giving them my real vibe
Okay.
in person. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So when it comes to how you find your music, like we talked about earlier, it's not easy to be an entertainer, and until you make it, then you can reap the benefit of
Right, right,
all your hard work. So
right.
how are you finding your music now? Through your 9 to 5, or you have a sponsor right now, somebody believing in you? How are you finding the music?
Um, I guess just doing this for so long, I found a way to keep doing it
Okay.
effortlessly,
Okay.
almost. I want to say. Um, but I definitely have a 9 to 5. My main priority in my life is my family
Okay.
and making sure that they're straight and taking care of myself and being
Okay.
good and being a successful person in my mind. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Like the things that I grew up thinking that I wanted that I never had was, my own place to live, a car, and little things like
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? And with me doing what I'm doing, the way I'm moving, I have all that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
me and my girl, we just bought our house.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a big accomplishment for us.
Okay.
And I didn't do that through music.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I still do music, I do it on the side just for fun.
Yeah.
And if anyone gravitates it, cool.
Okay.
But if not, I still feel like I'm a successful human being.
Okay.
Might not be a successful rapper, but I'm a successful human being, and that's my main goal in
Okay.
life. You know what I'm saying? Just to be a successful human.
Okay. So you're kind of paying your way through being an artist then.
Right,
All
for
right.
sure.
Cool.